Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So on this happy Friday morning, Bitcoin and crypto are both looking pretty darn good. U.S. market's not looking bad today either, but I've been talking about how Bitcoin and crypto has been decoupling and it's still on the rise. So let's talk about what has happened with Bitcoin. Only 3 times ever in its history and why you need to be paying attention. So good morning, guys. Welcome. We are only minutes away from the morning bell. And right now, Bitcoin is at 20,850, up 3%. Not too bad. But as you guys may have noticed, a lot of alts are going up today. Ethereum up 5%, BNB up 8%. My love, Polygon up 24%. Okay? A lot of good movement today. So obviously today we're off to the races already. Things are looking pretty darn good. Now the US market's about to open, looking finally good in the green. Last 2 days of red. But despite the fact that U.S. markets sold off after the Powell press conference, Bitcoin held, crypto held, and it's looking like it's ready to make some moves. Finally, after how many months, it's ready for that. So don't be crying about, oh, I wish I could stay lower for longer so I could accumulate. No, you had a full year to do that, okay? We are ready to move higher. So this morning, U.S. payrolls surged by 261,000, so 60,000 more than expected. Overall, this is positive, right? But then again, things like this scare investors because they think Powell's going to be more hawkish and the cycle goes on. But now it's seeming like people are just getting used to the fact that rate hikes will continue and they'll be high for a while, right? It just seems like it's starting to be normal or normalized. So even though this number came out this morning, you could see the futures market is unaffected. So we'll see if that's temporary or not. But there are a lot of money that's starting to flow. So this is showing that global equity funds are starting to gain money in. A lot of people are starting to pull their cash out of their bank account, putting them into something, hopefully not bonds, because bonds not going to protect you. So they're putting into funds, stocks, crypto, right? There's a pile of cash. Billions upon billions upon billions of cash on the side waiting to come in. And we're seeing more and more of that being diverted to crypto. More and more people are talking about, more and more institutions are getting involved. So that's telling you something. That's telling you the demand, appetite is there. You know, Goldman Sachs recently launched a crypto explainer. This is made for their institutional clients. So we're talking about the big boys of Wall Street. They want to learn more about crypto. They want to come in, which is why Goldman Sachs is doing this, right? So this is billions upon billions of billions that are waiting to come into this space. Okay, think about that. And also, just yesterday, I covered Fidelity opening up their own crypto exchange, commission-free crypto exchange. Think about it. Fidelity, asset manager with over $10 trillion worth of assets. They're nearly as big as BlackRock. Okay, that's how big it is. And they are so bullish on this space that they came out with their own crypto exchange of all things. And of course, they do Bitcoin mining, custody service, and trading for institutions as well. I mean, they are all in. And that's the market bell right there. Let's see if it works. Oh, this is a magic bell. Never have to replace the battery. So that's the market bell. Best in the industry. But like I was saying, you know, these institutions are getting ready. They're getting ready for the FOMO. And when there is FOMO, it's going to be unlike anything we have ever seen. This time around, the next time we have a rally and we start heading upwards, so We have so many avenues, so many ways for people to get in. It's going to be unlike any of the previous cycles we have ever experienced. And that is going to be fantastic. Now, there's a couple of things I want to talk about in terms of Bitcoin. Okay? Number one, what I showed on a thumbnail, 3 times ever in the history of Bitcoin has this happened. And that is looking at the energy output versus the price. Basically, you're measuring the hash rate, the miners, right? They continue to mine. The difficulty keeps going up. Hash rate goes up. The energy expenditure goes up. And you versus the price. When there's a huge deviation between these things, guess what? Bitcoin is about to pop. You look at what happened first time in 2018, 2019. Second time, 2020. And the third time, October of 2022, right? So this is like one of those generational opportunities, okay? Had you bought Bitcoin at $3,000 and bought Ethereum at $80, that's generational opportunity right there, right? And it happened in 2018, 2019, which was not too long ago. It happened again in 2020. Only because of the pandemic, it just brought everything down. But that was a flash crash. But again, you could have picked up Bitcoin under $4,000 or Ethereum under $100, right? Along with several other alts that have gone up like 1,000x since then, right? So this is one of those times later on, 4, 5, 8 years, when Bitcoin is at $1 million, you're going to look back and say, well, why didn't I buy more? Because that's exactly what Cathie Wood is saying. Cathie Wood is staying strong with her prediction that by 2030, Bitcoin will be at $1 million. She's not changing from that. 2030. And if you think about it, that's less than 8 years. We're heading into 2023. This year flew by. That's only 7 more years. Okay, and if it comes true, if you have 1 Bitcoin, you're a millionaire. So think about that. A lot of people think I can't possibly become a millionaire by buying or holding Bitcoin. You're wrong. If it goes to the 1 million, all you need is 1 and you're a millionaire. And Cathie Wood stands by that. And so does many others, right? So don't give up on Bitcoin. I know it's awesome to hold alts and see it go up by 24% in a day, but Bitcoin is still the big daddy, is still the ultimate store value. So don't be giving up on Bitcoin. Now, short term, there does seem to be a lot of bears trying to stand ground at 21,000. Okay? And this may be the reason why Bitcoin, if you zoom out a little bit, well, we don't have to zoom out that much actually. Recently, you could see that Bitcoin tried to break 21,000, unable to. Tried twice. Today, probably we will see it again 3 times. The reason why the bears do not want Bitcoin to go higher because, you know what? They just experienced a $1.6 billion liquidation, a massive short squeeze, one that we haven't ever seen before. Oops, I turned the camera off. It's okay. But they don't want to experience that again. If we shatter through 21,000, there will be another massive short squeeze that will drive us much higher. The next point will probably be around 23,000. After that, it'll be slightly above 24 to 25,000. Right? These are highs that we need to break. We broke through a couple trends. We broke through this massive trend line all the way, going back all the way to November. We have broken through that. We broke through 20,400, which was a previous high. Next one we need to break is 21,000. Then we are ready to head higher. So the bears are standing ground at 21,000. They don't want to see this go any higher, but it's not up to them. And you never want to go against Bitcoin. If you do, you're going to get burned eventually. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It will. It will happen, right? So things are looking pretty good so far. What else is going on today? Let's talk about Elon and Twitter. Twitter office is closed because they are planning on firing 3,700 people, about half. Elon originally said 70%, but I think he backed down. He's going to fire half of the employees. So if you're working for Twitter, good luck. I don't know anyone watching that's working for Twitter right now. But there does seem to be something going on with AOC and Elon. They're going back and forth. AOC recently said, you know what? I'm not going to pay a billionaire $8 to have my account verified. And then Elon shot back, showing a sweater from her store that's being sold for $60, right? And then now she's claiming that, you know, Elon is doing something with her Twitter feed. It disappeared or something like that. And Elon, of course, is trolling back. I don't know what's going on between these two, but there's something going on. A lot of people are really against the $8 check mark. Stephen King, I think, who's worth like $500 million, said, nah, I'm not paying no $8 for a check mark. There does seem to be a lot of really wealthy people that's really against paying $8 a month. That's less than what they pay for Netflix or Hulu or whatever. Anyways, and it's not mandatory. It's optional. It's not like you have to pay it. It just seems kind of silly. All right. What else is going on? Kwon is so cocky and arrogant that on his Twitter feed, he's saying, yeah, I'm going to throw a meetup and conference to prove that I'm not in hiding. And cops all over the world, welcome to attend. But of course, he has turned off replies, so you can't reply to it. And of course, he did not give out a location. I really want to see him give out a location. Is he that arrogant that he thinks that people will show up and be all friendly, waiting to just do a meet and greet with him? I really want to see if he's that ballsy, or that stupid, I should say. But in the meantime, South Korea has pulled his passport. It is now canceled. So if he only has one passport, he's stuck. And supposedly he's somewhere in Europe right now. He's not in Singapore because Singapore says he's not there. So we will see. I think again, him being alone all this time is still it's really doing it's really making him a mental case. Basically, it's hitting him hard. Like his tweets are getting more and more wild. So I don't know what's going on there. But I guess we'll see. What else is going on? Got some charts. Here's one that shows that Bitcoin is about to enter another super cycle. Correlates with everything else I've been saying. Usually cycles follow halving events. They don't really, they don't really follow like anything else. But according to Stock Money Lizards, well, they do. If you look at the time spent, right? For each cycle, the downtrend, and how much goes down by, well, you can make an argument that we are ready to get into the new cycle. So if so, very, very positive. And of course, the number of addresses continue to go up and up and up, and you never see it go down because only more people are coming into this space. They're learning, and once they truly understand, they never, ever go away. Now, lastly, it is November already. We're entering the final few months. Just to warn you guys, IRS looks like they're very, very serious about tracking down crypto people. Okay, so if you've been on this island, you're like, I don't need to report nothing. Taxation is theft, right? If you're in the U.S., watch out because it does seem like they're putting more and more emphasis on crypto and people who have not paid on their gains. So just watch out. I've been hearing more and more about this, and recently obviously Biden approved like 80,000 new IRS agents, right? And they're supposed to be taxing the wealthy, but who knows? They're going to look at everyone really. So be careful if you're one of those that refuse to pay taxes. And then lastly, Powerball. For those of you guys that like to take I don't know, chance. Yeah, who cares? If you throw $2 in, who cares, I guess, right? But it is at $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. That's quite a lot. You know what's funny about this story is that 1.5 billion they actually don't have. The 1.5 billion is what's anticipated that you'll get if you choose to collect it over 30 years. And they say they'll take that winnings that you have and put into bonds and hopefully collect enough after 30 years to pay you the full 1.5 billion. That's actually kind of funny. So they actually don't have 1.5 billion to pay out to you because they don't even have it. I didn't know that. That's actually really funny. So it's only that high because they're just anticipating due to inflation and everything else that if you select 30 years, you'll get it. Here's the thing though. You don't want to select 30 years for two reasons. And I've done research on this. I think we all have, right? Like, oh, what are we going to do if we win the lottery? Number one is if you elect to take it over 30 years, if you die, you can't pass it on to anyone. You can't put it into a trust or anything. So it just goes away. So you're taking a big risk there. Number two is the fact that most people, almost everyone says, you rather take the lump sum, invest it, rather than leave it there for 30 years. Because if you invest that lump sum over 30 years, you're going to make way more than what you would have gotten had you just left it there for 30 years, right? So that's the two things. That's why almost no one elects 30 years. They always take the lump sum. So just to give you some friendly advice. And if you happen to win the Powerball, make sure you share some with me because I just gave you some advice. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. U.S. market opening pretty good. Not the strongest, only plus 1%, not even at 1%. So we'll see how the rest of the day goes. But right now, with crypto looking pretty darn strong, and let's see what happens later today and this weekend. Let's do some Q&A. Why, man? I always forget to take off the mute. You guys just missed a lot of what I said about Polygon. I just said congratulations to Polygon holders. I really like Polygon. And it's no question that they're going up because of all the stuff that's happening. You know, Meta, Instagram, putting their NFTs on Polygon, JP Morgan testing out DeFi on Polygon, all the major brands, all the major NFT marketplaces, all on Polygon. Fantastic. Someone asked about Floki. I don't like meme coins other than Doge and Sheeb. Everything else I'm not paying attention to. Justin asked about Cornucopias, which is a project I've never ever heard of before, so I can't comment on it. Let's see. Still scrolling. Did I miss anything else? VI Jokers. I'm DCing Cosmos, which also did really good today. BTC Polygon, I really love these projects. Yeah, another one is Cosmos. They're up 11% today, looking good, crossing $15. Cosmos also, they have new stuff going on with their liquid staking, with their new Atom 2.0, with more interoperability, interchain security. There's a lot of stuff that's also happening with Cosmos. So I like them a lot too. So that's a good lineup right there. Doctor or DZO. What do you think about Robinhood? Robinhood Gold offering 3.7% earned interest on uninvested cash. Is it dangerous? Sounds like they have a savings account. They want you to invest. I don't know. Robinhood, I just don't trust that much. If they're giving interest on uninvested cash, means that they actually want your money or need your money, and that sounds suspicious to me. That sounds, yeah, I would not trust that. I don't know. There's something about that because banks right now don't give you 3.75 for cash. Banks are flush with cash. That's why they offer you very little. But the fact that Robinhood is, I don't know. I wouldn't trust that. Jolamas, Matic is amazing. Glad I DCA'd hard in these past few months. Congratulations. I mean, Matic was, what, 50 cents? Just not too long ago. Like 50-something, 60 cents. So doubled within a very short amount of time. Chase is actually using DeFi. Very exciting. Yeah, they're actually using their own kind of DeFi with liquidity pools of currencies. So they're, DeFi has only begun. Like what we know of right now with DeFi is so early. And it's very fascinating that Chase is trying to experiment with DeFi using different fiat currencies. It's kind of, and bonds. They're using bonds and currencies as the pairs. And it's quite fascinating if you think about it. Hey, George, I'm from Korea. News came out about 3 hours ago. They caught employees and early investors of Terra bought tokens at half price before token release, and some of them made 70,000x. Yeah, I've heard numbers. I've seen some numbers thrown around from people that have said they had 100 million or 50 million or whatever million, right? They may have gone in really early. So if you're from Korea, you let me know if these stories are true, because according to this, they took Do Kwon's passport. They're still looking for him. Supposedly, they in here said that some employee said that Do Kwon was manipulating the price. I don't know. It's like Do Kwon keeps saying all these news outlets are making it up. Are they really? Or he's just delusional at this point. So, you let me know. Barak. My Matic is up 25% in the green. If I take profits, should I take 15 or 25% off? What should I do with the money? Wait for a dip or buy it again or roll another? Hey, these are all good questions, but things that you have to decide for yourself. If you don't have a 20, 25, or 30% cash pile and you want to take profits, then great, do so. Okay? You could do as much as you want. You could sell off 15, 25. You could sell off 50% if you wanted to, right? You want to make sure you have that cash pile so that you could continue to DCA into others or even into Matic over a long haul, right? There's there's never a time where you need to be all in. That's one of the mistakes I've made in the past. Like, especially during like really hot runs. I'm like, I got to be 100% investor or I'm going to be losing out, right? But even during bull runs, there's major dips that happen while we're climbing up. And you still want to have money to be able to buy those dips. So I would say it really depends on your situation. Now, if you have 30% cash already, then maybe you just let things ride too. It's really dependent on your situation. But I would say for everyone, if they have like 20, 25, 30% cash, that's a pretty good position. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's what I'm following. Madher. What do you think about BTC going to sub 10K levels? Is everyone is expecting this? No, no one is expecting this. I don't know where you're hearing that from. No one is saying that. Even the deepest bears say like 11K, 12K, 15K. No one is saying sub 10K. So I don't know where you're getting your sources from, my friend. But you need to stop looking at them. And the chance of it happening is very, very, very little. I'm not going to say impossible, but I'll just say chances are slim to none. Okay, I stand corrected. People are saying Gareth Soloway, I guess he has become the new Tone Vase if he is claiming that Bitcoins will go to 3K. I still remember Tone Vase. He's still around. He still runs his channel. I met the guy. He was shouting 1K, 1K, left and right to the moon. He had a big audience back in 2018, 2019. Kept shouting 1K when Bitcoin was at 3K. And it never got there. Never got there. So I don't know how Gareth, with a straight face, can be telling people that Bitcoin could go down to 3,000. I don't know how he's coming up with it, but that's just insane to me. Are we back up to 21,000 yet? Not yet. We need to break that 21,000. That's the big thing. There are a lot of bears setting their sells at 21,000. Okay, so we tried a few times. Last week we tried on the 26th. We tried on the 29th. Right, so that was only a week or a week and a half ago. We need to break. We need to shatter that 21,000. Good things will come after we shatter that 21,000. There's going to be a lot more short squeezes, and we need to see that happen. So it could be right around the corner. But in the meantime, alts are running right now. Yes, it's true. They found clear evidence of Kwon ordering his employee to manipulate a price through the messenger. Wow. Well, then he's in deep trouble. I mean, if you're an idiot and you just run a project to the ground, there's nothing illegal about that. You're just the idiot. But if they can prove that you tried to manipulate the market, right? That's a different story. So, I mean, he's in trouble. You know, like I said, he's so arrogant and cocky, or maybe mentally unstable right now, right? He even says, for those of you guys that's been spreading falsehood on the taxpayer's dime, you're invited with VIP honors. We'll even pay for your plane ticket. Show up if you dare. Of course they're going to show up. You think anyone's afraid of you at this point? And where do you have the money to pay for people's plane tickets, right? So this is why when he was forcing that fork, you know, separating classic Luna with Luna, I theorized the only reason why he pushed for it was so that he could sell off his newly airdropped Luna because he needed the money, because he lost everything with regular Luna, or now Luna Classic. That's the only way. That was the only logical choice. That he needed another coin to be created and airdropped so that he could use that money to survive and to escape the authorities or whatever. But this one, I mean, come on. Come on. Come on, Bitcoin. We need to break 21,000. All right. Overall. Oh, boy. Twitter sued by employees after mass layoffs begin. Already? 5 current or former. So they don't know if the people suing are still employed or not employed. Alleging it violated federal and California laws by failing to give enough notice about ongoing mass layoffs. Twitter will inform staffers, okay, layoffs are commencing just days. I don't know. Is there a requirement to give enough notice? I guess in California. I mean, normally if you want to fire someone, you just fire them, right? So I don't know about this notice, how much time you need to give someone after you make the decision you want to fire them. I don't know. Why did Gala move down so bad? I covered it last night. Something to do with one of their DeFi projects trying to move liquidity pools off of PancakeSwap, and it shocked everyone. The pool, it got drained. There was another billion minted for the new pool, and it's just they miscommunicated really badly. Gala says, don't worry, no funds have been lost, no hacks, no rug pulls, stuff like that, but it freaked the hell out of people. So that's what happened. Illuvium is still better than Gala. Well, I've heard one of my Patreon members told me that the reason why it went down so much because a lot of the locked allocation became unlocked and then people started selling, but they're still continuing forward. A lot of the graphics, a lot of the stuff that they've been showing are still top notch. I mean, they're pretty cheap right now, 100 million. Relatively speaking, compared to where they were and others in the space. So I'm hoping they come out their game, and if it's as good as it looks, or as good as it's hyped up to be, then yeah, they have a real shot at coming back strong. Loop ring, not a fan of loop ring at all. Is Polygon doing more development than any other coin? I don't know about any other coin, but last time I checked, they had like 40,000 dApps running on top. So that's quite a lot. Polygon must have one of the biggest ecosystem in the space. I have no doubt about it. I don't know if it's the biggest, but it's probably top 3. They have more addresses. They have more active addresses, more transactions, more EVM calls than even Ethereum. And I mean, every major NFT marketplace outside of OpenSea, but even OpenSea is partly on Polygon, but everyone else, they're all on Polygon. And, you know, they're just killing it. They're just killing it at this point. What's your thoughts on GameStop? I have no thoughts on GameStop. I have none whatsoever. Never got into it before with GME and AMC, you know, whole Wall Street bets thing. I just know from a crypto perspective, Immutable X and Loopring both shot up because it was highly touted that, oh, they're going to help GameStop create NFTs. And I'm just thinking, why? Why does that matter? Why does anyone care about that? But at the time, they both pumped. Now, the hype died down and no one cares. Can an explosion in Polygon hurt ETH? A little bit, near term. But long term, keep in mind, Polygon is still EVM compatible, still utilizes the Ethereum virtual machine. You know, the code base to program Polygon is mostly all for Solidity, right, which is Ethereum's language. So it still needs Ethereum. It can't ever just, like, I don't think, displace Ethereum. But short term, can it hurt it? Yeah, but keep this in mind also. Of course, anything outside of Ethereum, the market cap is much smaller. So of course, there's a greater potential for gains. But don't overlook Ethereum either. Mythos. Yeah. Probably too new to check. Yeah, too new. Sorry, my friend. Did you get my... I didn't get my Powerball ticket. I am going to get one. So we can all hope to win $1.5 billion. But you really can't. You have to wait for it. Or you take the lump sum, which is 34% of this. Something like that. But 34% of 1.5 billion is still a lot. And then you could put it all into Bitcoin. And then you could buy it on the spot market and then drive it higher. Unlike all the other guys that buy in the OTC, you could be one of the guys to just say, hey, screw it. I'm buying on the on spot market and drive everything higher. In my opinion, ETH layer 2s with ZK rollups and optimistic rollups will be huge in the next bull run, assisting ETH, of course. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, what's next for Ethereum is scaling. Even though they moved to proof of stake, the issuance has dropped by 90%. It's deflationary. And it increased transaction throughput a little bit. But the next major thing, yeah, is to use ZK technology to really scale. And if they could do that effectively and, let's just say, quickly, it's going to help them tremendously. Basically, it would make them an unstoppable powerhouse at that point. But they're still being held back by their throughput. Sheldon, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, not good. Not good overall. But hopefully you have some crypto that can make you feel a little better. No, Gala Games was not a hack. It was a liquidity move, but it was done poorly, communicated poorly, and it scared a lot of people, so it should be able to recover. Yesterday it was already recovering. It was down 20%, and then it went up 8%. So, yeah, you could see it's recovering, but people still feel very uneasy about it. But no hack, nothing like that. We had some nulls next DCA. Thoughts on nulls? You know, to be honest, I have not kept up with nulls at all. Even the people that I was speaking with before, the insiders, they kind of already moved on from nulls. So I don't know if they're going to come back full strength. I hope they do. They still have really good technology. They're still modular design. And they have built so much more since when they first came out. They have, you know, their DEX. They have tokenization. They have a ton of projects that are onboarded. They have a new way of staking. I mean, they have a lot of cool stuff, but unfortunately, just no one's paying attention. Oh, we're coming back. We're coming back. All right, guys. Today, happy Friday. Things are looking pretty darn good right now. As we head into the weekend, could be even better. This is why we're in Bitcoin. This is why we DCA when things are low and people are fearful for these kind of days. And there will be more. There will be a lot more. So stay strong, my friends. Enjoy your gains for today. And make sure you smash up the like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Today's Friday, no stream tonight. Tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. But in the meantime, check out my other videos on my other channels as well. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Oh, wait. I might as well show you guys this. Before I go, you know, I always say check out my other videos. So I created this site in case you don't know my other channels, iagvideos.com. IAG, I am George Videos. Okay, IAG Videos, and you'll see all my other channels here, right? So very easy way for you guys to see them. And I want to show you this before I leave.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.